Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us for the 2020 winter basketball season. I'm sorry, winter flag football season. Done too many of these webinars. So, my name is Isaiah Rojas. That is my contact information right there. And what we're going to do today is kind of review the flag football program, go over some details as far as what to expect opening day throughout the season, and give you guys some information as far as how to stay updated throughout the program with some of the resources that you have available to you throughout the season. So, let's go ahead and jump right into the program. And before we jump into the football program itself and some of the details, I want to make sure we first touch on the values, roles, and expectations of our flag football program and with all of programs in I-9 sports. Our whole focus as a league is to provide a fun, safe, and recreational and sportsmanship-based sports program for your kids. Right now, 70% of kids are dropping out of sports at the age of 13, and the number one reason that they give is it's just not fun anymore. Whether it's because it's too competitive, there's too much pressure, they got burnt out, they have injuries, whatever the reason, fun is the number one thing that's kind of deterring that. So we try to make it as fun as possible for kids. So we try to make sure that we're providing age-appropriate competition, we allow buddy requests, we enforce equal playing time rule where kids should be playing at least 50% of the time. And we try to make sure that our coaches and staff are doing a good job to providing a fun and encouraging and supportive place for our players to play. So as adults, we all have a role to play to make sure that this happens. So as parents, we ask that you guys get to the field on time every single week with your kids and have them prepared and ready to go, and support all the kids using encouraging and positive words and actions. Our coaches, we expect them to teach sportsmanship by being fun, supportive, and positive role models, as well as show up to the field every single week on time and with a game plan. So whether it's you guys are using the practice plans that we provide for you guys, or you guys have your own plans that you guys want to use, make sure that during the practice and during the game that you are informed, prepared, and have a plan. Because if you show up to the game without a plan and you're asked to provide a structure, an organized structure, for your 10 6 to 7-year-old kids, and you're just going to wing it, a lot of times that's not going to go very smoothly. So have a plan, have a structure, have it organized. That way the kids can get the best experience possible. And our staff will be there to promote fair play through a safe, organized, and fun environment. So we expect that if we do all these things, that your kid's going to have fun learning about teamwork and sportsmanship through good instruction and role modeling. All right, so let's jump into some of the details now. So before the season starts, we have our coaches clinic. It's basically a coaches meeting. It's open to all coaches, volunteers, and parents, as well as the kids. And it's going to be at Jungle Joe's on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Should be about 45 minutes long. What we're going to do is kind of review some new coaches, policies and procedures for our coaches, review the rule book and some of the rules that come up with the most issues. Go over some FAQs, go over what to expect opening day throughout the season, and just make sure you guys are all ready to go for the upcoming program. Another thing that we want to make sure you guys are aware of is the rain out procedure. So in Texas, the weather is crazy all year round, but especially during the winter time, we want to make sure that you guys are aware of how we handle inclement weather. So if on game day we are having to cancel games, what we do is we update the weather hotline. It's updated every single week, at least 60 to 90 minutes before the game starts, and then as needed thereafter. So if there's a rainout issue or weather issue, we update the weather hotline, we email all the parents and coaches, we update the website for the schedule, and then we call all the coaches. So during the winter season, it's going to be cold most days, but if it's below 50, below 45 degrees and rainy and wet, we will not be playing. If it's below 45 and it's clear and sunny, then we'll probably be out there still playing. But if we have a combination of cold weather and rain and wind, then most likely those games will be canceled. So you can expect that. But again, check the hotline every single week, and we'll keep you guys updated as well. Equipment needed for the season: cleats or athletic shoes are definitely recommended. Shorts, and I would recommend athletic pants, and if possible with no pockets. I know it's hard to kind of find athletic pants with no pockets. I would recommend sweatpants. A lot of sweatpants don't have pockets, but the reason for that is just we don't want to get fingers and hands caught in the pockets, and also for those rare occasions when a kid pulls down the pants instead of the pockets, instead of those flags. And you've had situations where kids are standing there with their pants pulled down or their shorts got ripped or pants got ripped because of that. So we don't want to risk injury and don't want to risk those embarrassing moments either. A mouth guard is required, so all kids do have to participate, have to have a mouth guard to participate in the practicing games. We do sell them on site for $3, but you can always purchase these. They're always a little bit more expensive at the local department or athletic stores, but we do sell them on site for $3, and just want to make sure you have cash for those. And then also a water bottle. As far as the other equipment required for the team, we provide everything else. We provide the flags, the footballs, and the cones for the kids to use for the practice and games. So when coaches, you guys check in, you want to, at the check-in table, each and every week we're going to give you your team bag, which is going to have 2 footballs, 10 to 12 flags, and 6 cones to use. We're also going to give you your coach's clipboard, which is going to have your roster, schedule, and a practice plan, as well as some notes on the rules. And that's going to be there for you guys to pick up every single week, including the Sportsmanship Award medal for that week. And at the end of the game, you'll bring back the coach's clipboard with the updated who won the medal that week, as well as bring back all the equipment. So you want to make sure you're keeping track of that. That way you guys don't have to be worrying about tracking equipment back and forth. We'll provide it for you guys each and every week. So as far as opening day, so we're going to be playing at Canada Recreation Area. So it's not the football field at Clark Middle School. That's off limits to us. We're going to be playing on the field next to it. So we have a football field, a soccer field, and a baseball field there set up. Our check-in area we'll have a tent and table there set up as well, and you can park anywhere in this area. So when you get there, you come to the check-in area, and most likely we'll have the meeting either at the check-in area or on the field directly for your team. So what we're going to do during that time is have the staff will do a quick introduction meeting, about 5 minutes long. After that, we'll give the coaches their coach bags and their coach envelopes. In the envelopes, we'll have their coach clipboards, their sportsmanship awards, as well as welcome booklets to hand out to all the parents. And then in the bags, we'll have the coaches' shirts and the kids' jerseys. So after our introduction meeting is done, you'll take your team and you'll go off to the side and have your own individual team meetings. That's when you'll pass out your jerseys. We already assigned team names, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. But you can review things like snack schedules, go over the plans for the season, introductions, that kind of stuff. Once the kids' jerseys are on, the introductions are done, and everything's ready to go, then you go ahead and start your first full practice, and then follow that off by having the game on the field. So if you're the first group of the day, you'll have your practice and game on the field here. If you're the second to fourth group of the day, you'll have a practice anywhere in the other open areas available to you guys, and then you'll come over to the game field once it's time to start the game. All right, so again, as far as opening day, try to be there 5-10 minutes early, and then we'll follow that basic itinerary throughout the season. All right, and one quick note before we move on for opening day. If your kid has any allergies to food, peanuts, lactose, whatever it might be, that's a good thing to share with your parents on opening day, if not beforehand. If as a coach or a parent you're going to be missing a certain week, that's a good thing to share with the parents and players. Especially during the winter season, we try to keep the rosters smaller to allow more playing time, keep them more active and more engaged, and that way they're not sitting on the sidelines for as long, and they're staying warm and having fun throughout the whole process. So if there's going to be 2 or 3 kids missing on a certain week, it's good to know that beforehand so we can kind of plan for that. But make sure you do share that with your parents on opening day and with your coaches. So quick tip, a quick overview for the format of the program. So kids are placed on teams by balancing out the average age, height, weight, skill, and requests. We have 4 divisions, not 3. Let me update that real quick. We have 4 divisions this season. Tykes, Pee Wee, Junior, and Senior. And teams will be coached and led by our parent coaches. And then we also have support staff there to assist as well if that's needed. Teams will practice for 30 to 60 minutes before the game starts and then play the game right after for, again, another 40 to 50 minutes. And each age group has their own practice time and game times and things like that that'll be specific for that division. So an example of a typical day, you guys will get to the field and get to your practice area. You guys will have a practice for 30 to 60 minutes, water break, start the game, finish up with handshakes and parent tunnel, as well as snacks and sportsmanship awards. So if your kid does win the sportsmanship award that week, that's awesome. And you can go by the I-9 Sports table and pick up a sportsmanship award sign to take home with you before you leave. and then you'll just bring that back for the next week as well. So, awards and sportsmanship notes. So make sure you arrive to the regular season 5-10 minutes early. Most teams are going to practice on a side area, so it's always great to designate, hey guys, we're going to be meeting at this area every single week, and that's where you'll have your practice, and then you'll always go to the same area for your games. Always have water for your kids. Be willing to assist your kid if it's needed, especially for the younger divisions and for the older divisions. We love to have extra parents out there helping and supporting, and especially if your kid needs some extra attention, they're having some trouble with directions or following along with the skill or whatever the case might be, we want to make sure you guys are willing to get out there and assist our kids. That way they're getting the support, encouragement that they need to have a good experience. Another quick note that I did not mention earlier, but at Canada Recreational Area, they do no longer allow us to have porta potties on site, which means that there's not going to be a restroom available to you guys. So make sure the kids go bathroom beforehand, get to the field. That way they're not having to go in a bush or something. So make sure you guys are aware of that. As far as the awards, like I mentioned, for the Tykes and Pee Wee division, we do participation awards and we do sportsmanship awards. So we'll do the participation awards at the end of the season. For our junior division, we do participation awards. We do sportsmanship awards throughout the season, and then we do participation awards or a first and second place trophy, depending on where you are on that final game. For our senior division, we do first and second place trophies only, or awards only. A couple notes on the safety and sportsmanship. The flag football is a non-contact sport as much as possible, but it is football, so there are going to be collisions and headbutts and trips and falls and things like that. But if there's ever any injuries that's serious or deemed to look like they might be serious, our basic policies, if in doubt, sit them out. Whether it's, hey, the kid fell down and it looks like he's a little shaken up, let's sit him down for a play, a set of plays, 5 minutes, a half, a game, whatever is necessary. There's no game important enough to have the kids risk further injury by getting them out there when we're not sure if they're healthy and ready to go. Sportsmanship is expected by everyone. Inappropriate language or behavior will not be tolerated at any point for the players, coaches, or parents. So again, we are a recreational league. We want the kids to have fun and enjoy their experience. And no matter what's going on, it's never fun watching parents yell at coaches, yell at officials, yell at another player. That's never a positive experience. We want to make sure that we go home talking about the kids and not talking about that ref or that coach or that parent on the sideline who is being a little bit too extra on the sidelines when it's just a 6 and 7-year-old flag football game, or even our 11 to 12-year-old flag football games. Again, we want the kids to have fun and enjoy themselves, so let's make sure that we're always showing sportsmanship out there. So what we do emphasize and talk to our parents and coaches about is always emphasizing effort and attitude over the outcome of the game or the performance of the players. There are going to be games where they're just not scoring touchdowns or making the passes or making the catches that they need, and they're going to lose those games. And there's going to be games when they do well and they win, but the effort and the attitude should be things that we have full control over and things that we should always be emphasizing, because we can always leave the game no matter how we did, knowing that, hey, we tried our hardest and we showed great sportsmanship while we were there. And those are two things that we can always emphasize. Some dates to remember: January 19th is opening day, like we mentioned. February 9th is picture day. We'll send out a parent survey on the 4th week of the season to ask you how the program is going, how our coaches are doing, as well as our staff. So we always love to get your feedback on that. And you can always give us feedback throughout the season as well. But that's kind of a formal way to do that. Season finale is set to be February 23rd. That's when we'll have our awards presentations and championship games. And the makeup days, if we do have to cancel any games, it will be done on March 1st or March 8th. So make sure you mark those dates on your calendars as potential game days throughout the season. And come prepared and informed each and every week. And how you do that is by knowing the resources that you have available to you. And the best resource is the i9sports.com website. So every single registered parent has their own i9sports.com account. So all you got to do is enter your email address and password at the top, and then go under the My Account tab. If you're a parent, if you're a coach, you'll go under the Coaches tab, and it's going to give you all the information that you need for this season and for future seasons. So let's look at what that looks like. So for flag football, if you have multiple kids playing, you'll have a tab for each. So on that date, you'll have the date that they're playing, the arrival time, the game time, the practice, the game information, directions to the field, what practice field you're on and game field you're on. That's always going to be the same. Who your opponent is that week. What color jersey you're wearing, because it's the reversible jersey. So if you're wearing the red jersey or the blue jersey, who signed up for snacks, and you can also update your game attendance, print, email your schedules, contact the key league, contact the coaches. Lots and lots of information is here, so make sure you check out that website and always be up to date with what's going on. And as far as snacks, once you click on the date that you want, you'll click on your child's name, click submit, and now you're signed up for snacks. We remind you 2 days before, and it's very easy, convenient, and easy to do. And I would recommend bringing at least every team has 8 to 10 kids or 7 to 10 kids, so you want to make sure you have at least 7 to 10 snacks for your team. And if you're not sure how many kids are on your team, you can always email your coach or email the league, and we can tell you, hey, you guys got 7 kids, plan on having 8 or 9. That way we have a couple extras, to whether it's for the parents, whether it's for a coach, whether it's for the staff. As adults, we love snacks as well. Let's not kid ourselves here. As when I coach my kids' teams and a parent gives me an extra snack, I'm just as excited as my son is. Another resource for you guys is the weekly newsletter. We send this out every Thursday afternoon. It has tons of information for the league and for the next week coming up, so make sure you guys check that out. Another great resource to you guys is our site staff. So we have site managers and coordinators and officials on the courts and fields throughout the entire season. So if you have any questions, issues, concerns, comments, positive or negative, let us know how we can help and assist you guys to give you the best experience possible. On a final note, we do have a few available spots per age group. So if you have a friend or sibling or relative, a neighbor that's still interested in joining, you can use the refer a friend link. And again, if you go on the website under the My Account tab, there's a refer a friend link, and you can put their information. They'll get our email, and if they register as a new member on the link that you sent them, you'll get a $10 credit, and there's no limit to the number of credits you can receive. So if you refer 10 kids for the next season, it's $100 off your next season. So just a way for us to say thank you for referring them. And again, one of the reasons why kids say that they enjoy sports so much is they enjoy playing with their friends. That's one of the top 5 reasons why kids say sports is fun, is playing with their friends. Make sure you do follow us on social media, on Facebook and Instagram. Those are our account information there. But if you just search I9 Sports Frisco on either platform, you can follow us. And make sure you support our business partners who support us and our kids, Jump Zone and Jungle Joe's and the I9 or the Frisco Chamber of Commerce are 3 of the partners that help us out throughout the season. And if you have any questions again about the presentation today or anything else, make sure you reach out to me and I will be happy to help you guys out. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me today and listening to this presentation. We hope you gave all the information that you need to get ready for the season. And we look forward to seeing you guys out in the field very soon. All right, guys. Thanks a lot and talk to you then.